In terms of systems, what are the expectations for systems? And what we present to you here, primarily for advanced logic, for DRAM, and for NAND, a lot of it is actually consistent with what we had last year, which tells you that the lion's share of the improvement in the numbers really comes from the increase, if you like, in end market demand. But there are a few changes here, and those changes are in the bold lettering in the boxes. So what are the key assumptions? First key assumption in terms of market share, that has not changed. So market share for EUV, obviously 100%, for immersion 90%, for the dry business 65%. Those were the same market share assumptions that we discussed last year. If we look at advanced logic, and we look at the reference point of 16 to 40 nanometer, that was 315 last year. We took that up to 350 for now, because it's clear that our customers keep on adding also in those nodes, because there is still demand in those nodes. So you really see nodes becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. So the 14 to 16 nanometer node now is estimated at 350 as the starting point. In terms of the low and the high scenario, in terms of the node and node change, so every node after the 1640 nanometer, what happens there? Last year in 2021, we talked in the low scenario about -15. And we really think, on the back of what Peter showed, in terms of the increase in end market demands and the increase in wafer start capacity that is needed, we took that down to -5%. So node over node, -5%. Still negative in the low scenario, reflecting that obviously you get more bits with every new node, but taking that back from -15 to -5. In the high scenario, we had it at 0 in the Capital Markets Day of last year. We now put it at 8% plus for advanced logic, again reflecting the very significant demand that is clearly there as it relates to the advanced nodes in the high scenario. In terms of EUV exposures, in essence, no real change. So that is unchanged in comparison to what we had last year. In terms of DRAM, more or less the same. Also, the bit growth has not, in the term that we're looking at here, 2025, 2030, that has not changed. So bit growth low 15%, high 25%. The only thing we change here is the assumption on wafer capacity conversion. That was at 60 to 70% in 2021. We took that to 70 to 80% for this time. And the background really is what we see our customers do. So we really see that our customers are, making those technology transitions. It is affordable for them to go to a new technology transition, to have more EUV, for instance, deployed in there. So we really see more and more capacity being turned onto the new technology. And there we have 9 exposures, used to be 8, but of course those 9 exposures would also include now in this model high NA exposures 1 to 2. As it relates to NAND, no real changes in the assumption. The only change there is that we actually took the high down. We took it down from 45% to 35%. And the reason there is that we do see, that the technology transition is a bit slower. And as a result of that, we think that the affordability of that, becomes a little bit compromised. And as a result of that, we took that back from 45 to 35%. So these are the main assumptions in the model as it relates to the system sales.